So we're drawing a strawberry today. Spring is here, and I figured why not start a new drawing challenge all about spring fruits, spring flowers, everything that's like that. Hi, I'm Nadawa from Paperflow Designs, and if you're joining me for the first time, I am a digital illustrator and a blogger. And every week I come on here and show you how to either draw a digital illustration using SVGs, which are just vector graphics, or I come and talk to you about tips and information about how you can sell your own drawings, designs, sell your own crafts that you make with those drawings and designs, and just learn how to draw digitally. All right, so thanks for joining me. If you are interested in anything that I'm using, there should be links in the description box below. I'm going to be using a little stylus pen like this that's attached to my graphic tablet, which is this one here, and of course Inkscape as usual. So follow along, and I hope you enjoyed this one. We're starting with the circle tool. We're going to make two kind of like oval shapes with that so that we can form the base of our strawberry. So I'll change the color to red and then take off the circle nodes and then combine those two shapes together. My husband also bought a new strawberry plant, so I guess that's also why I have strawberries on the brain around this time. So I can't wait for those to bloom, not bloom, to grow so that we can eat some strawberries. And so here we're just taking off the extra nodes and then changing them around. If you don't see me like opening up all the menus to click all of the tools I need, that's because I use a lot of shortcuts. And I do have an ebook which tells you all the shortcuts for Inkscape, even if you use Mac or PC. So if you're interested in that, that's what it looks like. And you can get the link for that in the description below. All right, sort of taking on the shape of a strawberry, but now we need to draw the seeds or the grains. I forget what are those little things you call that go on the top. So I'm just going to use the circle and ellipsis function to make those, and then I'll change the color like a peachy kind of tannish color, and I'll start putting those all around the strawberry. Okay, fun fact about me, a little funny thing. I like strawberries and I don't mind the seeds in those when I eat, but if I eat raspberries, I cannot stand the raspberry seeds, like when they get stuck in my teeth and stuff. So I'm like no to raspberry yogurt, no to like raspberry things that have like pulp and grain and seeds in it. No thanks. Since you guys know that I like shortcuts, I'm going to group these little raspberry, not raspberry, see, I'm stuck on raspberry now. These little strawberry seeds, and I'm going to reuse that over again just by duplicating the first set that I do. So I'll duplicate that a few times and then move that around to make, to cover the whole strawberry. To give it a little bit of variation, I'm going to make a couple of them in different directions and also change the size of them. So I just like double click on it and then use the arrows to like squeeze it down to make them a little bit smaller, especially when I'm getting near the edges of the strawberry at the top here. And I also do the same thing at the bottom, just so that, it doesn't look exactly the same everywhere. Turn it, you can rotate it, and that'll help give you a little bit more variety in your drawing. And once we've got all of the little strawberry seeds sized the way that I want them, I'm just gonna go and choose them all. I'm gonna ungroup the groups that I set up, when I wanted to make it easier by duplicating them. So I ungrouped them and then I went and picked the same fill color and put them all together. So they're all now combined into one piece instead of like what the little 20 million different seeds that we had. Especially if you're going to save something like this as an SVG, it'll be easier for you to like weed it as one piece instead of like 35 pieces. All right, so next up, I wanted to give it like a little bit of a shadow layer. And if you've ever seen any of my Draw With Me sessions before on other objects, you know that I do like to give it a little bit of like texture and depth with a shadow, but still keep things simple. And the way that I'm doing that is I'm just duplicating the red strawberry layer. I've changed the color to pink here just so that I can see the two layers. I am going to make the background red, a deeper red, so that it'll represent like the shadow part of it, and then this part that you see pink, I'm going to turn that into the red, the original red. And then I'm just going to use the divide function to cut up those overlaps, and then I'll delete everything that I don't need in there anymore. You'll see it's going to be pretty simple. Okay, with the shadow done, next up we're ready to make these leaves for the strawberry. And I'm just going to use a square. So just using the square and rectangles tool. My default color in my Inkscape settings is blue for my square. I'm of course going to change that color, but just let you know, like, yours might be a different color, or if it's the same color, it's fine because you can always change the colors. So I'm just going to extend those nodes and move those around to put it into like a leaf shape with some points because we know that strawberry leaves have like little points on them. And then I'll duplicate that and then combine the two shapes into one to make my first leaf. And I'll use that over and over again. So this is our first leaf that we're going to use to make all of the other leaves. You can see I'm selecting those two shapes just by using the select same fill option, and now you can see it's turned into one. I will rotate it and then probably make it a little bit smaller and move it down to the other side. I think I'll flip it over the other side. Just like that by using the rotating handles. And I'm still going to take this first leaf and use this as my base to make the other leaves. So I can change the color using the color menu bar on the bottom here. So the colors I'm using, like I said, they're from the color menu bar on the bottom, but if you watched last week's video, I showed you how to make your own color palette in Inkscape. So if, for example, I had imported in a reference photo, I could take the colors from that reference photo and just make myself a nice little color palette that is already like harmonious and maybe like matches colors that I already want to use. So if you missed that, you can go back and check the color palette video so you can see how to do that yourself. So here I'm just shrinking down that first leaf, changing the color, and we'll duplicate this a bunch of times just to create, once again, a little bit of variety, a little bit of depth for our strawberry. All right, so enough of the leaves. I'm done moving them around and playing around with them. There's really no rules to all of this. It's just, where you want to put them and how you like it to look. So that's my strawberry, but I'm going to give it a little bit of a shadow using the circle and ellipsis tool again. Really simple. I'm going to make this like long oval and put it near the bottom of the strawberry, and then of course lower it all the way down to the back so the strawberry is actually in front. And then we're going to use the gradient tool, um, which is on your toolbar on the left. I'll change this gray color first. Or you can use the shortcut, which is the G button on your keyboard. It's another one of the shortcuts that you can find in my ebook. And we'll move that around until we like the way the shadow looks on that. So now with the shadow done, I still want to add a little bit of a background. So I'll use the circle and ellipsis tool again, and then I will change the color to like a punchy teal color. And I'm going to lower it all the way to the back, the strawberry, which actually looks like a background. and I'll move it into place. And this is the end of our strawberry drawing. So I hope you like this. If you're interested in seeing others, you can check me out over at Paperflow Designs. And thanks, and I'll see you again next week.